Ah, ah, ah. Ladies and gentlemen. Ah, 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 ah. Ladies and gentlemen. Ah, 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 ah.
What's up out there, YouTube? This is James coming back at you with another informative video. I hope you guys are doing well out there on this cold midweek Wednesday. I'm doing well myself, and I hope you guys are, hanging in there. You know, I'm telling you, it's crazy out here these days. As we just seen with your boy Trump attempting to make a speech in Detroit, okay, having a little throat clearing problems. You know, I don't know why he didn't, do that before he came out on stage. You know what I'm saying? Most singers will be backstage before they go out to actually, do their performance. They'll be back there doing a little me, clearing the throat. You know what I mean? But, well, with Trump and his escapades, we know he's not short of doing stupid things, on the internet. As in this particular case right here, he says something that's just ridiculous on all levels. Trying the reverse racism thing, reverse discrimination thing. Trump says Civil Rights Act led to white people being very badly treated, okay? Which is a lie on so many levels, okay? Because number one, I've never seen white people turned away from a restaurant or grocery store for the color of their skin. I've never seen white men hanging or white people hanging from trees because the color of their skin. I've not seen white people walking down the street and just where racial slurs are heard at him because of the color of his skin. So I don't know what Trump is talking about, but I can tell you for a fact is what really is getting causing people, white people that is, to be treated very badly is because of their own antics and being disrespectful, such as in this case right here.
I tried to help you. I tried to help you. I tried to help you. Do that. I tried to help you. I love you, dude. I tried to help you. Stop, girl. Stop. I tried to help you.
Now you see what I'm talking about. That was a situation that took place somewhere in the United States in a convenience store, maybe gas station, where you had a white man calling a black man N-word and following saying, "I will effing kill you N-word." And that's what got him laid on his back, telling the black man, "I love you." You see what I'm saying? After the discipline. You see, these are the things that are getting them treated very badly. Being disrespectful, running up on black men, calling them, N-word, racial slurs, and what have you. White women too. So see, I beg to differ with what Trump is saying right here. But to get into this article right here, and he's really serious about this. How crazy. It says here, the issue isn't that he is unaware of the history or lacks education. It's that deception is the point. NAACP President Derek Johnson said to Trump in a statement to the Grill. President Donald Trump decried the impacts of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, arguing that it ultimately led to white people being very badly treated. White people were very badly treated, where they did extremely well and they were not invited to go into a university to college. Trump told the New York Times, referring to affirmative action in college admissions, which was struck down by the U.S. Supreme Court in 2023. The president added, "So I would say, in that way, I think it was unfair in certain cases." Okay, this argument ain't holding water. Okay, it just don't. Trump and senior administration officials have reportedly repeatedly pointed to the SCOTUS case on affirmative action, which was limited to higher education admissions, to justify opposition to other racial equity policies. On his second day in office, on January 2025, Trump signed an executive order prohibiting diversity, equity, and inclusion in both the public and private sectors, which have been met with several lawsuits. You know something? Okay, there are a lot of white people that was basically given positions simply because they was white. Okay? How about that for affirmative action? So y'all actually benefited off of that. But the thing is this, these people are not qualified to be in any a lot of positions they don't know nothing about, but they're getting paid big money year in and year out. You see what I mean? Like YouTube moderators, for example. They are diversity, equity, and inclusion, and this is the reason why AI is replacing them. You see what I mean? I would urge a lot of y'all to take the buyout, by the way. The thing is, because you really had no business being a moderator, because you don't know how to basically lead without your emotions. Somebody say something that you don't like, well, I'm going to make sure your channel doesn't grow. And that's what you do. You see what I'm saying? That is not proper moderating. You see what I'm saying? But this is what you do. So, and right there, that just proves you have no business being a YouTube moderator. And you're going to lose that, and you're going to be sent back out into the field where you probably won't succeed because you don't know how to do anything else but agitate. But I digress. Let's continue. The president continued his thoughts about the Civil Rights Act, telling the Times, I think it was also at the same time it accomplished some very wonderful things, but it also hurt a lot of people that deserve to go to a college or deserve to get a job were unable to get a job. So it was a reverse discrimination. Trump, please. Trump's remarks are his most explicit embrace of reverse discrimination and come a month after the president, chair of the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, EEOC, which is responsible for enforcing civil rights laws against workplace discrimination, issued a PSA to white men. Are you a white male who's experienced discrimination at workplace, or work based on race or sex? Question. You may have a claim to recover money under federal civil rights laws, said Andrea Lucas, said a video message. All right. Let me tell you briefly about the EEOC, Equity Employment Opportunity Commission. Is a joke, at least here in Indiana. I'm going to tell you for a fact. They act as lawyers for the people that you are bringing, the companies that you are bringing a charge against, which is a clear case of discrimination, cut and dry. The case is they catch these people in all kinds of lies. You know, the proof that you brung to the EEOC, and it all just jive together and everything, and they still will rule in the favor of the company that you bring the charge on. So yeah, this is a joke right here. So yeah, so much for the EEOC, which is also what's that? Equity, inclusion, diverse, whatever. You know, we just diversity, equity, and inclusion. They don't deserve to be in those particular positions. All right. Let's continue. NAACP President Derek Johnson, in a statement to the Grill, Donald Trump knows he is lying through his teeth. This issue isn't that he is unaware of the history or lacks education. It's that deception is the point. Okay? Yeah, that's what he's trying to do. You know, but anybody in their right mind ain't buying what Donald Trump is talking about here. Okay? Now, Johnson continued. There is zero evidence, none, that the civil rights movement harmed white men in any way. He is hoping we swallow his lie again so that he can continue to privatize education, cut social service, and repeal civil rights laws and enforcement mechanism. It's all about making more money, even if we all suffer as a result. The NAACP filed several lawsuits against the Trump administration related to its anti-DEI efforts, and notably declined to invite President Trump to his national convention, making the first time in 111 years that the Legacy Civil Rights Organization did not invite the sitting president of the United States. All right. Well, he brought it on himself. You know, why would they invite him? I mean, think about it. He's basically clashing at what they are trying to achieve right here, supposedly. But the NAACP has been, infiltrated as well. So they questionable too, okay? Let's continue. Johnson said Trump's latest comments are intentional and undermine the safety and stability of Black Americans, while all vulnerable communities in order to benefit the wealthy. Yeah, just like, for example, during forced servitude, I like to call it, instead of slavery, when white people, so-called set Black people free, do you not know that these forced servitude owners was paid because they lost so-called, slaves, livestock, or whatever? They was paid for that. And that's what this is all about now. Now that Black people, are trying to establish, equal opportunity and this and that and what have you, and white people are losing, this is their way of making white people the victim and then paying them for their loss. That's what it boils down to, But to continue, Trump does this all the time. He deliberately invents a false reality to lay the groundwork for policies that further benefits the top 1% by privatizing government services and stripping resources away from undeserved communities. He told The Grill. When Trump lied about immigrants devastating communities, that was to justify spending billions in taxpayers' dollars on his ICE paramilitary. Well, yeah. When he claims that Greenland is under threat of being invaded by Russia or China, it's to justify a U.S. takeover of Greenland so he can drill more oil and mine more rare earth minerals. And I believe that. See? So there's no wonder Trump gets the hate that he gets, man. You know what I mean? Really. But it's all going down like the Most High said it was going to go down. Now, the real equality is coming. The Most High is going to be the one that bring it. Okay? And white people, I suggest you read Revelation 2:9 and 3:9. Read those particular verses right there so you can learn your faith. All right? Now, let's see here. To continue in conclusion, Johnson added, first he lies, then he profits. As the Grill previously reported, Trump's anti-DEI agenda has led to a significant loss of jobs for Black Americans who currently have an unemployment rate of 7.5%, which is higher than the national rate, despite Black Americans making up only 13% of the population. And we all know that's a lie as well. You know what I mean? Trump. You can't raise the banner for these people right here. Okay? You can't raise the banner. That's not going to work. Your lies is not going to work. And when it's all said and done, it's going to expose you and catch up with you. You see? So as for you white people, don't buy into this. This is all a lie. Stop playing the victim and stop going around getting yourselves badly treated, disrespecting other people. That's what's getting you badly treated. That's all I got on this one, people. I want you guys to tell me what you think about this particular story right here. Make sure to like, share, and comment. That's if you can comment, because I noticed they knock y'all comments out. Like I said, one of these little DEIs, moderators, ain't got no business doing nothing like this. But pretty soon, AI is going to replace them. Then they're going to be put out in the real field, see what they can do for themselves. But try to comment anyway. Make sure you guys understand. Live your life as though we're being watched, simply because we are. This is James, and I'm out. Peace.